For a long time, you may have felt like a guest in rooms you worked very hard to enter. You arrived early. You observed carefully. You studied how people spoke, how they responded, even how they disagreed. And then you adjusted. Not because you lacked capability, but because you understood something powerful. That survival in that room required awareness. And for many of us, that awareness became excellence. But here's the truth. What makes you successful as a guest will limit you as a leader. Because leadership is not about fitting into culture. It is about defining it. Today, we make a shift. From being a guest who navigates culture to becoming a cultural architect who designs it. An architect doesn't ask, what already exists? They ask, what must exist for people to thrive? They decide where the walls go, where the doors open, what is allowed to flow, and what is blocked. That is leadership. And your most powerful tool as a leader is not authority, it's permission. Because your team is constantly asking, even if they never say it out loud, what is safe here? What version of me is acceptable here? What must I hide to succeed here? And your reactions, your tone, your silence, answer those questions. So when you become the host, you must decide, what does excellence look like here? And who gets to embody it? If someone is brilliant but direct, do you call them too much? Or do you recognize clarity as leadership? When you validate competence in its authentic form, you remove what I call adaptation labor, the invisible tax people pay to just belong. And when people stop spending energy on survival, they redirect it into performance. That is how culture becomes a multiplier. Now let's go deeper. Every organization has unwritten rules, not the ones in the handbook, the ones in the hair. Don't be too direct. Don't challenge authority. Say it nicely, even when it costs time. These rules police the room, not loudly, but effectively. And over time, something dangerous happens. The room begins to prioritize comfort over truth. And when that happens, you start losing data. Insights get softened. Urgency gets delayed. Innovation gets filtered. And when you're left with harmony, you lose progress. As a cultural architect, your role is not to protect comfort. It is to protect truth. So you begin to say things like, I value that direct feedback. Let's prioritize clarity over politeness. Disagreement is contribution. And when you say this publicly, you're not just speaking, you're resetting the currency of the room. This week, I want you to do one thing. Identify one unwritten rule, just one. Where are people shrinking? Where is brilliance being softened to be accepted? And then, do not challenge it quietly. Rewrite it publicly. Because culture is not changed in silence. It is change in demonstration. If meetings are controlled, open them. If feedback is diluted, sharpen it. If voices are missing, invite them forward. And when you do, name it. Because leadership is not just what you do, it is what you make visible. And then something shifts. You're no longer adjusting to the room. The room begins to adjust to you. That is the moment you are no longer a guest. You are the host, a cultural architect. Because we do not wait for leadership. We must become the leadership.